Hello, my name is Conor Ivor. I'm a Stage 3 Mechanical Engineering student at Queen's University Belfast. A big reason of why I decided to become an engineer was due to the experience I gained when I was younger working on different vehicles. Now, this stemmed from working on road cars, but also working on vehicles in different motorsport series, such as those in off-road and also those in rally. And once I went to university, I also joined our Formula student team. Now, I know that transportation isn't always the most sustainable industry, and it's absolutely vital that it does become as sustainable as we can make it so that future generations can continue to use the infrastructure that we have in place. Now, this idea of sustainability was something I developed last year on a 13-month placement with blow molding technologies, in which I worked as a CAE engineer to take the physical experiments we were doing, convert them into a simulated environment so that we can test on that environment rather than using up loads of plastic in our physical experimentation to get those results. This idea of sustainability is something I carried forward into my own projects, in which I would take a plastic bottle such as this, cut it into ribbons such as this, and use it in a machine that would take the ribbon and convert it into 3D printer filament for use in any typical FDM printer. I believe the most exciting thing about being a leader in engineering is the opportunity to drive meaningful change with the people around you. Now, I am a strong believer that you can teach any amount of knowledge to someone. No one innately knows all of that. But one thing you can't really just teach is motivation. Motivation has to be something that someone finds within a group, and I believe a great leader can bring that motivation out of someone and inspire them to do their best work. Motivation is something I really strive to inspire within the teams I've worked on in the past, where last year I was the mechanical engineering sub-team lead for our entry into the Olympus Rover Trials competition. This year, I'm also the full project lead for the Olympus Rover Trials competition, and I'm also the suspension lead for our Formula student team. And in all of those different teams, I always strive to make sure everyone is as motivated as possible so that I know everyone will give their all and produce their best work. It doesn't matter about the shortcomings of their technical knowledge. If they're motivated, they will fill that gap, no problem. Receiving the scholarship would provide me with incredible opportunities to work with some of the most driven engineers in the UK, who will all have the sustainability at the forefront of their minds when making decisions. As a member of the Academy, I would love to meet with different companies all looking to further sustainable transportation in the world. One such company would be P1 Fuels in Berlin, whose mission of making fossil-free fuels available for everyone, aligning closely with my own view for sustainable transportation in the future. Lastly, I would like to use the scholarship as a platform to further STEM outreach efforts in Northern Ireland. I've seen the benefits these events can have, firstly as working as a mentor for the First Tech Challenge robotics competition, and also with my part-time work in W5, a science and discovery museum here in Belfast. If I can get at least one child to consider a career in engineering in the future, I would consider that an absolute win. To close, I would just like to thank you for taking the time to consider my application for this incredible opportunity.